Why would a real job be better? It's not better. That's what I love my job. I love my fake job. I really like my job particularly because I ask myself this question a lot. I say, if I met myself when... Like, if I met a younger version of myself, would they think I was cool as I am right now? And there is nothing cooler to kids right now than being a YouTuber or being a streamer. Seriously. It's kind of like how everyone used to want to be a rock star or a pop star or whatever. Now every kid on planet Earth wants to be a fucking YouTuber. For the better or worse. It's gonna tell all these kids that not everyone can be a YouTuber. Especially as the YouTube generation starts growing up and wants to be YouTubers for a job. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Crushed dreams, spirits, and... Yeah, I mean, surely they'll figure it out, but... You know, that could have been me. Very easily. That could have easily been me, too. Hell... Before I really had a leg to stand on, me and my best friend moved in together. And we had no real jobs, and we just decided to fuck it and get an apartment together. And... stream and try to make money. So I feel like life is gonna hit a lot of these kids really hard because that could have been really bad for us. Honestly, that could have been really bad for us. Really risky. It kind of reminds me of when, like, back in the old days, like, celebrities do interviews and they're like, how did you become a celebrity? They're like, well, I packed my bags, I moved from the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, and I walked all the way to LA, Hollywood, and I busked on the street until one day a nice man in a suit walked up to me and offered me a gig. And that's how it used to be. It's kind of like the same thing. It's kind of like the same risk. Yeah. Homeless people do that too. Yeah, I guess so. But how many homeless people have, like, a talent where they can just, like, walk to LA and then, like, be someone? Most homeless people I see, like, I don't know if it started out this way, but I think, like, once you get low enough, like, someone offers you a drug and you do it and then you become addicted and it's the only thing that's happy because you're homeless, and then you keep doing drugs and you lose yourself. I have heard some homeless people, like, sing or play guitar, but, like, how many homeless people can actually do that stuff? You know? How many musicians and actors in LA have a talent, though? Well, it's interesting because you can go one of two ways. And honestly, like, I would say most people who start out singing or have a career in singing didn't immediately have a talent for it. Right? But you get somewhere. I do believe there are quite a lot of talented actors and singers in the industry, but it's true that you can do that and get by on being really, really charismatic at first. Like, if you can talk the talk, you can probably eventually walk the walk too, really. So, it can go one of two ways. You can be really talented, but generally speaking, if you're not a Nepo baby, you have to have both. You know? Or like, or you have to be really good at talking first. Right, you have to have the charisma. And then you can get something going in the talent department. But if you have a good talent, and you're not like in the top like 0.01% like of people, then I think you also have to have some charisma, right? To like even like show it off to people or get somewhere or like have a deal with someone. Yeah. One thing that is important to mention is like, and this is probably just because I grew up playing violin, but I was lucky enough, even though I didn't grow up that well off, that my mom, like, she did her best to make sure that I could get lessons and I could play my violin and we could get new strings and get my bow rehaired, and we had a lot of really nice like friends and people helping out. But a lot of that kind of just isn't available to people. And the thing is, now a lot of schools have this thing where they're like, okay, you have to play an instrument. But the problem is, a lot of these kids won't continue if their family doesn't have the funds for it. Because a lot of instrument is expensive. The instrument is expensive, the upkeep is expensive, the learning is expensive because you have to pay someone to learn. So that's also a big difficult factor. Yeah, and like there are people who are able to learn online now with like the resources on YouTube, but it's not the same, or it's not as easy, because a lot of teaching, at least for me, one thing I found that was the most useful in like actually having like a private teacher was they knew exactly what you were doing wrong. They knew what you do wrong every time. And sometimes if you're learning on your own, you don't know that. And also, having a tutor, they know a lot of people. So they can, like, refer you to people, and they can, like, set up groups so you can practice with other people, and they can get you, like, small gigs, or they can, like, be like, you should audition for this. Here, I already have the music that you need for audition. Let's record something. Yeah. So, it's really hard to... It's hard to learn talents like that without money to begin with. So, honestly, I'm all for the kind of person who wants to use their charisma first and learn later. I really feel like one of the best resources you can have if you want to learn something is the ability to make friends. And I can't recommend it more. I really implore everybody to like have at least a little basis of people skills. Or maybe a lot of basis.